So, it's been about 3 years, that's been pretty close to 3 years, since I did my last PS5 Collection video, and in that video I believe I only had about 50 games total. Well, that video's pretty out of date now, because nowadays, almost 3 years later, my PS5 Collection is about 200 games now. In fact, it's a little bit over 200 games. So I figured now would be a pretty good time to make a new one, showing off all the new stuff I've gotten. So, yeah. Bit of a ground rule first, though. I don't know if I'd really call it a ground rule, but whatever. In my last video, I remember talking a lot about each of the games that I had in my collection. However, now, because I have so many of these games, I don't think I can do that while keeping this video a reasonable length. So I'm just going to be showing the games, basically, for the most part, unless there's like something I really, really want to talk about with a specific game. So, yeah. And then another thing is that you might notice some games would probably be noticeably missing. Like there's going to be a few games that you're going to see missing that you're going to be like, how do you not have this? Chances are, if it's a cross-gen game, like if it came out on the PS4 or something, chances are I probably do have that game just on the PS4. So, because I've been buying a lot of PS4 games lately too. So, with that out of the way, I guess it's time we get started. This is actually my second shelf because I didn't want to show my first shelf for the beginning of the video because it looks really weird. Yeah, this is a weird shelf. I have pretty much 2 collector's editions right here. Actually, I don't know if I'd consider this one a collector's edition, but this one I definitely consider one. And the reason I have this here is because it fits. That's the only reason it's here. Normally I have my collector's editions stored somewhere else, but it fits, so I thought I might as well have it here. So yeah, the first game here is Among Us Ejected Edition. And then the second game over here is Baldur's Gate 3, the limited edition. And of course, my games want to topple over the second I pull that out. So the next game I have after that is going to be 41 Hours. The next game I have after that is Aliens Fireteam Elite. Next game I have after that is Alone in the Dark. Next game is Anno 1800 Console Edition. And then Anodyne 2 Return to Dust. This one I think is a limited run release. And then A Plague Tale Innocence. Then Arcadegeddon. Arcadegeddon. I think that's how you pronounce that. I don't know how you pronounce that. And then Arc Runner. Then Ark Survival Ascended. This is actually specifically the Japanese version because the Japanese version came out first and I'm impatient. And I didn't want to wait for the other versions to come out. Next one is Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Then Assassin's Creed Mirage. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And Assetto Corsa Competizione. I think that's how you pronounce that. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce that. Then Astrobot. This one's, of course, one that I unboxed pretty recently. And then that's my first shelf done. So now moving on to my second shelf, we have Atlas Fallen. Marvel Avengers. This is actually the version you want to get if you buy this game physically, because this is the only version of the game that doesn't require a download. Then we have Bang On Balls. This is actually like one of the weirdest platformers I think I've ever played, but it's also pretty fun. Battlefield 2042. Then we got Ben 10 Power Trip. I actually don't know why I bought that. Then we got Biomutant. Black Wind. Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition. This actually, I'm pretty sure, is really expensive nowadays. So I got this when it came out, but apparently nowadays it's really hard to find and it's really expensive. And we got the Callisto Protocol. got COD Black Ops Cold War. We got Call of Duty Vanguard. And then you'll notice I don't have Modern Warfare 2 or 3 because I just kind of bought those on PS4 because they have the cross-gen editions. And we have Can't Drive This. Cave Digger 2, Dig Harder. This is the first PSVR 2 game that you'll see here, but I have a few others that you'll see later on. And we have Chernobyl Light. This one's actually really dusty. Wow. That one's really dusty on the inside. We have Chorus. College Football 25. We have Construction Simulator Gold Edition. This one actually does have its DLC and stuff on the disc if you were curious. We have Control Ultimate Edition. This one's also kind of dusty a little bit. We have Crash Drive 3. Oh, and by the way, you'll probably notice that some of these are the European versions. Some of them only released in Europe or other regions, so that's why. Then we have Crazy Chicken Shooter Edition. This is one of the worst PS5 games that I own. Then we have Crazy Chicken Extreme, which I actually think might be even worse. And then we have Crime Boss Rock Haze City. We have Crossfire Sierra Squad. This actually did come out in the US recently, but I bought the European version because it came out first. And we have Cult of the Lamb, which, as you can see, I haven't even opened this one yet. I'll probably get around to it eventually. We have Cyberpunk, the Ultimate Edition, which has the stupid code for Phantom Liberty that I really dislike that it's a code. Then we have Signy All Guns Blazing. We have Dead Island 2. This one I'm probably going to end up replacing with the Ultimate Edition that comes out next month because they said it was going to have all the DLC on the disc. Then we have Dead Space. We have Death Loop. And Death Stranding, Director's Cut. Then we have Deep Rock Galactic. This one's actually a copy that was sent to me from the publisher. That's actually why this one's the European version, because they're based out of Europe. But yeah, this one it was sent to me by the publisher, so yeah, huge thanks to them for that. Yeah. Then we got Demon Souls. We have Destruction All-Stars. We have Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. We have Die After Sunset. We have Dirt 5. We have Dragon Ball Fighter Z. And Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And that concludes the whole second shelf. And then moving on down to the third shelf, we have Dragon's Dogma 2. This one's probably going to be kind of hard for me to film because I literally have to like bend completely over for this. Ah. Then we have Dustborn. We have Dying Light 2. And Earth Defense Force World Brothers 2. This is specifically the Asian version because it's the only version that has English. And we have Elix 2. Expeditions, a Mudrunner game. And we have Epic Mickey Rebrushed. This one just came out yesterday, at least as of filming. And then I'm actually going to switch hands. And then we have F1 2021. F1 22. That one's actually really dusty looking. Yeah, F1 23, which actually might be impossible to get back in. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, oh no, I put that in wrong. No. I must keep it in order. And then F1 24. I have all of the F1 games for PS5 so far. Then this one up next is Fantavision 2020X. This one's the Japanese version. Then we have Far Cry 6. Sorry if my camera's a little bit shaky. It's kind of hard to film when I'm like on the floor. And then we have FIFA 21 and FIFA 22. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. This one I also heard is really, really expensive nowadays for some reason. Then we have Final Fantasy 16. And Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. And Forspoken. This one looks a little bit dusty, actually. And then Fort Solis. And this one doesn't want to go back in. There it goes. We have Ghost Runner. And Ghost Runner 2. And Ghostwire Tokyo. And Goat Simulator 3. And then this one is Gunya Monster. This one's a really, really weird one. And then we have Gotham Knights. Then we have GTA 5 and Grounded. This one's actually published by Xbox Game Studios, although the physical version was done by Limited Run. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy and Guilty Gear Strive and Gundam Breaker 4 and Hades and Hammerwatch 2 and Haunted House and Hellboy, Web of Word, Hitman World of Assassination. This one's actually the physical release you want to get if you want to play pretty much any of the Hitman games physically. Then we have Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition and Hot Wheels Unleashed. And that concludes my first shelf, and then I'll have to switch over to the second shelf that I have, which has the rest of my games. Alright, so now I'm on my second bookshelf, starting off with House Flipper 2, Hubris, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Mortals of Avium, Judgment, Kena Bridge of Spirits. Oh, that one really doesn't want to go back in. And Lego 2K Drive, and Lego Brawls, and Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and Life is Strange True Colors, Madden 24, Man-Eater, Manifold Garden. This one's probably like my favorite box art on the whole system, I think. I love this box art. And Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. And Minecraft Legends Deluxe Edition. And MLB The Show 22. Monster Energy Supercross 4 and Monster Energy Supercross 6. Man, this one's actually kind of dusty. And then Mortal Kombat 1 and MXGP 2020 MX vs. ATV Legends. This one's the Monster Energy Supercross Edition. However, I actually wouldn't recommend this physical release because most of the DLC requires a download. Instead, I'd actually recommend this one because this one has more DLC on the disc. Though I actually heard they're doing a Season 2 physical release soon, so that one might actually have even more DLC on it. Then NBA 2K21. And Necromunda Hired Gun. Neon White. Need for Speed Unbound. NHL 23. And No Man's Sky. This one's actually a reprint because the original physical release was missing the logo for the game. They forgot to put that on the original one, so mine's a reprint. And then Observer System Redux. And Oddworld Soulstorm. Ooh, that one really doesn't want to go back in. Here we go. And Overcooked All You Can Eat. Then Panda Hero Remastered. I actually don't know why I bought this. This game is horrible. Then Paperman Adventure Delivered. Then Park Beyond. Then Payday 3. The only reason I bought this was because it was like $7. Then EA Sports PGA Tour. Then Planet Coaster Console Edition. I also kind of want to get Planet Zoo at some point. Then Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. And Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Moving on to my next shelf. We got Quake. Then Quantum Error. Then Cube 10th Anniversary. This one's just got pretty much just a black box art. Then Rainbow Six Siege Deluxe Edition. This one was only sold at Best Buy, at least here in the US. Then Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Then Recompile. Remnant 2. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Then Resident Evil Village. Returnal. And Ride 4. This one's also really dusty. And Ride 5. And Riders Republic. And Rise of the Ronin. And Sackboy Big Adventure. And Saints Row Reboot. Scarlet Nexus. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. And Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2. It's the Elite Edition, so it came with some of the DLC on the disc. And Song in the Smoke Rekindled. And Sonic Frontiers. And Solstice. South Park Snow Day. And Spider-Man 2. And Spider-Man Miles Morales. Then SpongeBob Cosmic Shake. This one's by far the best physical release for this game, by the way. This version, at least. And then Spy... I actually can't remember how you pronounce it. I can't remember if the X is silent, but Spy X Anya Operation Memories? I can't remember if the X was silent or not. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. Then Star Sand. And Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I don't have the PS5 version of Jedi Survivor, but I did buy the PS4 version that came out recently. And then Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge, and wow, this one's like really, really dusty. Then Stellar Blade. And then Stray. And Street Fighter 6. And Super Bomberman R2. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, the anniversary edition, so it has like a little art book in there somewhere. Let's see if it'll let me put that back in. Here we go. Then Synth Riders Remastered Edition. System of Souls. And System Shock. And then Teardown. This one's really, really cool. And finally, for the final row, at the bottom, starting off with Tekken 8. Then the Ascent Cyber Edition. This one's got a little slash in the spine, which I kind of hate. We got The Last of Us Part 1 and The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Then got The Last Worker. I apologize, I grouped up all of my The games together, so yeah, there's The Lord of the Rings Gollum. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Thes for a little bit. And the Many Pieces of Mr. Koo. Then the Oregon Trail Deluxe Edition. And the Pathless. And the Tale of Onogoro. Then the Talos Principle 2 Deluxe. Really, really love this game. And then The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition. Then Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. And Townsman VR, the very, very first PSVR 2 physical release to ever release. And then Trepang 2. I heard this one's actually kind of expensive too, but I heard that there was a reprint recently, so hopefully more people will be able to get this game for a reasonable price. And then 2 Point Campus. An Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. And Vertigo 2. And VR Skater. Wanted Dead. Let's see, Warhammer Chaos Bane, the Slayer Edition. Then Warhammer Space Marine 2. And Watch Dogs Legion. And We Love Katamari reroll. And Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood. And Wild Card Football, and Wild Hearts, WRC 9, and EA Sports WRC, and then Wreckfest, and WWE 2K23. Yeah, it's getting hard to do this with this arm. Then XIII remake, or 13 remake, I should say. Then Like a Dragon, well, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Yakuza 7. Then Yars Rising. And then finally, for the final game, we got Ziggurat 2. And that is my whole PS5 collection up to this point. So yeah, last time I counted, it was about 206 games, I believe. So yeah, quite a lot more than last time. So I don't know if I'm gonna do another one of these, mostly because it's getting to the point where I have so many games that I don't know if I can do any videos within a reasonable amount of time. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.